Dear friends, thanks so much for taking a few minutes out of your day to join me for my weekly Journeys and Insights update. We just celebrated Labor Day, traditionally the end to summer and the beginning of the fall season, something I know some of us don't like to admit. The weeks and months of summer always seem to pass too quickly, but I hope they were enjoyable and allowed you to spend time with family and friends and disconnect from the typical pace of life. It's so fitting that as a nation we honor those who labor and provide for the needs of others, while also sustaining our communities. Although Labor Day was established to recognize the American labor movement and honor the contributions of workers early in the last century to our country's phenomenal progress in that period, it is for us as Catholics and Christians an opportunity to acknowledge the inherent dignity of work as a participation in God's own work of creation. As I noted in my message for Labor Day, we must be mindful of those who have been displaced from the workforce due to the ongoing COVID pandemic. This virus has indeed caused tremendous hardship on so many, and for those who have lost their jobs and face financial insecurity, there is also a great deal of anxiety about being able to provide for their loved ones and meet their obligations. We must do all that we can to lend a helping hand to those who are struggling, something I know so many in our parish communities are doing, and also the ministries of Catholic Charities. It is my deepest hope and prayer that God will enable those struggling to return to meaningful work and again rest easily knowing that their needs and the needs of those who depend on them are able to be met. This week, we welcome back our students, our teachers, school administrators, and volunteers. It's a joyful time as it provides an opportunity to reestablish those connections that give so much meaning to our lives and at such an impressionable age for our children. We know what a hardship it was in the last school year as our teachers, students, and their families struggled with the distance learning requirements that the constant threat of COVID imposed. Well, as we know, the threat is not over, and so I want to thank most especially our school administrators, teachers, and assistants who are doing everything they can to keep our children safe and get the new academic year off to a strong start. We know that our children belong in the classroom where their learning is best achieved and enhanced with the influence of others. Continuing to keep our children learning in person, however, requires that we be especially diligent and follow the directives that have been detailed. Simply put, it's about keeping one another safe. And although the pandemic, generally speaking, has not been as harsh on our young people, we know that they can still contract the virus and pass it on to others more vulnerable, parents and grandparents, and those with underlying health conditions. So please let us continue to commit to accepting our personal responsibility for the safety and well-being of those around us. It is what the Lord asks of us. It is also our surest path to finally putting this terrible pandemic behind us. I look forward to joining with Dr. Timothy Yule, our new Catholic school superintendent, in making the rounds to a number of our schools this week to welcome our students and teachers and wishing all the blessings of a successful new year of learning and adventure, as well as the enjoyment of the many extracurricular activities that make this period of our children's lives so memorable and fulfilling. Know of my constant prayers each day and night for our many students of all ages and for our dedicated teachers who are fulfilling what is a true vocation to nurture young minds and hearts and help them achieve their full potential through a quality Catholic education. My special thanks to all of our teachers and school administrators and staff. You have only my greatest admiration. Again, thanks so much for joining me briefly in this video update. May God watch over you and keep you safe, and of course, all those whom you love. I look forward to seeing you very soon.